for today's video. There's quite a few products here that we need to play with. We have not used the new Infallible bronzer, this palette from Profusion, a new concealer, powder, highlighter, just a lot of new stuff. And then something that I want to retest is the CC Plus Nude Glow from It Cosmetics. So we're just going to be trying these products today in a video. I did already do my brows, and I used the I don't remember what this was called, but like this little brow quad from e.l.f. This is in taupe. I really forgot how much I like kind of doing the waxy soap brow look to make them look more feathered. It's been a long time since I've done that, and I really like it. I also am trying to do my lashes again. We're getting ready to leave for the beach, and I thought, you know, if I do my lashes, then I don't have to worry about mascara because I can't wear waterproof because it gives me a headache. And then my little buddy, he's back there chilling out. So I actually have a birthday party to go to this evening, so everybody cross your fingers that this stuff works out. So let's go ahead and jump into some eye primer. I am just going to use a good old trusted Milani, also because my other ones are already packed up in my makeup bag. So let's pop some of this on. And I'm excited to use this eyeshadow palette from Profusion. Again, this is like one of their new releases. It's called Harvest. I'm trying to think where that blush is, because I have the blush from this collection as well. So I found it. It's actually in my makeup bag for the beach as well. So we'll use that. All right, eyeshadow. So if you didn't see where I already swatched this, go check that out. But here's what our colors are looking like. I know it's not fall, but that mustard is just calling my name. Even like this mint green is really pretty. I'm kind of like, what do I want to use today? So I think I'm going to go in with some of this shade Nurture, just in the crease, just to start us off with a little bit of color. So just take a look at these. Like, aren't these gorgeous? And if you know me, this shade right here, Marigold, this like green brown shift, it's calling my name. Okay, so let's go in with a little bit of the shade. I kind of want to go in with Autumn, like the shade up here. It looks more corally on camera, but in real life it's more of like a burnt orange. And I'm just going to kind of tap that right here just to create a little bit. Oh, okay. Be careful. Now I'm going to take a clean brush because I don't want to risk like depositing any more pigment, and just kind of blend that out a little bit. So now, what do I want to do? On the lid, I think I want to go in with a flat shader brush, and I'm thinking I'm going to take some of this kind of a warm toned brown, which is called Crop, and just put that all over the lid. It's interesting trying to do your eyeshadow with your lashes already done. There. Then I'm going to take some glitter glue from NYX, pop that on, and we're going to use that shade Marigold, that kind of a green brown. It just, I just can't stop looking at it. It's gorgeous. So, shut up. I think I'm going to take a little bit of Grassland, put it on the inner. Nope. I should have stopped. I'm not so much a fan of that. Then, you know, you gotta make it match and whatnot. So okay, I want to deepen up the outer corner a little bit, so I'm going to take some of the shade Foliage right here, deepen that up a touch, like really staying on the part of my lid and taking it into that crease without really bringing it out too far. I think I'm going to take a little bit of, just a little bit more of that first shade Nature and blend it up here a little bit. Okay, so there's the eye look, and I'm thoroughly pleased with it, and I can see so many other combinations. Like, look at this shade Harvest Moon. Oh, yeah, this is a good palette, good quality, and a lot of shade. All right, so now we need some primer. I'm going to go in with a little bit of my Rosewater setting spray. And I do believe with this foundation, I have noted that I really need to make sure I'm moisturized. So I'm going to use some of my It Cosmetics. Finally cracking open a new one. And as I've been doing, I'm going to take my domed Duo Fiber Foundation brush from Profusion, kind of put it where I want it, and then tap it out with a sponge. And this is in the shade What is this? This is in the shade Fair Beige, I believe. Fair BG. I think I'm right. I think this was the foundation where I thought, oh, I really need to make sure that I moisturize before I put it on. So, okay, so Stranger Things. What do we think? What are our theories? Okay, if you haven't seen the theory about Eddie, spoiler alert, which, I mean, it's not a spoiler because it's not set in stone, but it is a fan theory that he's going to come back as Vecna's right-hand man, who is like a vampire, and he carries like the shield and the kind of like saber thingy that Eddie had fighting off the bats. But then this right-hand man guy ends up turning on Vecna and defeats him. So, like, is this next season going to be, like, the end where they defeat everybody? But I don't think Vecna is the main, like, dude running everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not the head honcho. He's not the mob boss. So, I don't know who the boss is. Also, do we think Will's going to get his evil villain arc? Like, is he going to become the villain? Because, like, you know, everybody's saying it started with Will. It's going to end with Will. Is he going to become a villain this time? Because, like, everybody's kind of ignoring him. You know, he gets put on the back burner, even though he was one of the ones who's had, like, the most trauma from all this, from getting lost in the Upside Down for so long and being separated from everybody. But yet, it's kind of like, oh, sorry you had trauma, Will. Glad you're back. Bye. So what do we think about that? Also, does Max wake up? Like, does she wake up? Or does she, like, stay in her coma? Or does she, like, fight Vecna from her coma somehow? Like, does Elle get in her mind and allow her? I don't know. I'm just totally going off the cuff here. And do Steve and Nancy get back together? Or does she stick with Will? Because, I'm sorry. I know life is not about looks. But, like, I don't understand what Will has over Steve. I mean, Steve told her he sees her in his future. And I would have been like, okay, Steve. You know, if I was a teenager and whatnot. Granted, he's like 30 in real life, so I don't feel so bad about that. Okay, the foundation is actually looking really nice. That's definitely the way to go about applying it. Doesn't look too dry in any areas just yet, but we haven't powdered. So now let's try foundation. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that one of my favorite full coverage foundations is from the drugstore. It's from Hard Candy, the Glamoflauge. Well, they actually also have a concealer. Now, I have seen some people being like, this concealer is just like a repackaged, smaller version of the foundation. Like, there's no difference in it. So we're going to find out. Today, I'm using the shade Ivory. This is the Glamoflauge Pro Full Coverage Concealer. Holy cannoli, look at that. Massive doe foot. Yeah, even that was probably too much. My arm keeps cramping, like, right here. And, like, look, I did self-tanner, missed that spot, missed this spot, and then when I go to sit my arms down, it keeps, like, taking the tan off where I sit my arm down. So I gotta, like, try to hurry and fix that before we leave. Alright, let's start blending this in. Ooh, that Ivory is bright. Holy cow. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to take the heat of my finger and kind of finish blending. That looks really good. For a full coverage concealer, it has brightened and it doesn't look dry or wow. Y'all. Wow, I'm super impressed by that. That looks good. Now, it is falling into my crease a little bit, but I'll just tap it out before I set it with powder. But wow. Like, it's not cakey or clumpy on my inner corners like I tend to have issues with some, you know, fuller coverage concealers. Now we're gonna go into the Profusion blush. I also use this on my TikTok if you want to go check that out. So when you dip your finger in it, it looks really waxy, but when you go to put it on, don't be fooled because it can get more pigmented than you originally thought very quickly. So just go in lightly and build up. It is a really nice formula. It does wear well. Just like, don't be fooled by the waxiness on your finger thinking, oh, that's not gonna be very pigmented, because you'd be wrong. Just like I was. And there we have it. Looks really pretty. Looks really nice over top of the foundation. It's a really pretty formula. Now I do have this powder. It's in the shade Light, and it's from LA Girl, the Instant Finish Blurring Loose Powder. Let's try a little bit, but I'm kind of afraid this will darken up my face too much. This is in the shade Light. Oh, it has a little powder puff. Cute. Oh, and it has one of these that you can't ever get off unless you find a pair of tweezers, which of course I don't have. Okay, let's tap some in the lid. See what, yeah, it looks awfully yellow. I don't know. Okay, so let's just take a little bit, take my little cute puff here. Yeah, it's definitely adding a little bit of color. It's mattifying nicely though, which it says this is a matte finish oil controlling formula. And it is, like I said, a loose blurring powder. So let's try on the forehead. I'm not going to use this on my under eyes. I feel like that's going to be a big mistake. I am going to use it on my nose. I can definitely see some blurring for sure. Interesting. Okay. I'm interested to see how that's going to wear. It says, sets, bakes, finishes, helps create a soft focus effect for a flawless looking complexion. Yeah, actually, as I was doing my nose, I can kind of see some of that blurring effect happening. Now, for my under eyes, I'm going to take a little bit of this e.l.f. Prime and Stay powder, which is coming up in a different video if you're interested in seeing that. Okay. I look nicely set now. Should I have done this before setting with powder? Yep, sure should have, but I forgot. I actually have this highlighter that I've been sitting on for a while, the Revolution Bright Light Highlighter. It says Strobe Champagne with Quartz. So we'll see how this is going to do on top of all of the powder products I just used. Okay, so here it's one of these little puffs. And you got a clicker, clicker, clicker. So there, let's see. Ooh. This is going to be intense, I feel like. Okay, and then we'll take our finger. Oh, I like that. It's like that wet, glowy highlight look. Shut up. And it goes really far, so be careful. I just got it way over on my cheek, but oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, I'm obsessed. That's going in my kit. That's coming to the beach. Oh, that is so pretty. It's like that wet, glowy look. Oh, I'm obsessed. And it's not disintegrating my foundation underneath of it, which sometimes, you know, like liquidy products can. I'm not having an issue with this, like separating anything underneath. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, okay. I like that. That is going in the bag because can't wait to use that. That wet glow look. I love it. Okay, so our last product is going to be the new L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. As you know, they also have a foundation in this line. It's one of my favorites, the powder foundation. Really good product if you haven't ever tried it and you want to try a powder foundation. It's a really good one. A little pricey, but it wears well. But let's try the bronzer. This is in the shade 200 Fair. It is pretty cool toned, which is impressive. A lot of times you don't find that in drugstore bronzers. Like they're usually, not usually, I would say more so in the past they've been too orangey. So to see like a drugstore bronzer for pale skin that has like the right undertone is pretty impressive. Yeah, that actually is like giving a good amount of like bronze, but not overwhelming, if that makes sense. Like I don't look overly bronze. Like unnaturally bronze, I guess is the word that I'm trying to find here. I like it. I didn't know if I would. Again, it's a little pricey being the L'Oreal. I like that color though. The finish is nice and the undertone of that is really, really nice. Okay, so let me throw on a lip, finish my under eyes, and then we'll kind of recap what all we've done here. Finished up the lower eyeshadow, and for lips, I went in with the Revlon Colorstay Satin Ink in Holy Pumpkin. I thought it kind of went well with the eye look that we were going for. Love the bronzer. Really impressed with this. Honestly, there was nothing we tried today that I didn't like. Definitely the caveat with this is moisturize well. This was impressive. I'm excited to see how this wore because This will be one of the first full coverage foundation, or excuse me, concealers that I really have liked if it wears well. Really impressed with the new powder that we tried. The puff is definitely the way to go with this. I think it gave it a nice application and finish. Like it didn't, I don't know, it pressed it into the skin well, which gave it that blurring effect. And this eyeshadow palette, I will definitely be using this. This is going to be my fall go-to. I can already tell with these colors, with the oranges, the mustards and greens, and the golds. Mwah, I'm going to be using that a lot. So truthfully, this was pretty darn good. I'm pretty thrilled with everything, and I feel like I look pretty to go to the highlighter. Yes, that wet looking Revlon, or excuse me, Revolution highlighter, already in my bag for the beach. So I have nothing to complain about. I feel like I look pretty for the birthday party. And let me know down below. First of all, give me all your Stranger Things fan theories, whatever, and let me know down below, are you going to try any of these products? Anything stand out to you? Just let me know in the comments. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.